right, so this is going to just get into a little bit of the chapter 1 stuff. And these are all just excerpts that I've taken from the book. None of this is my stuff, you know. So the title of the chapter is "You Are the Source," and it's a profound statement, being that you are the source of your abundance. You can't blame anybody else. It's like you are the source. It's like taking on full responsibility. That if it's to be, it's up to me, kind of thing, right? That I am the source of my abundance. You are the source of your abundance and money. Through working with your feelings, thoughts, and intentions, you can become the master at creating whatever you want. You are the source of your riches, not your job, your investments, your spouse, or your parents. So a lot of times we think that it's coming from outside of us. You know, it's out there, and the job, something outside of us is providing it for us. And this is like flipping the script and realizing that everything there's in India, in the old scripture, it says, "You're not in the world is in you." That's a really profound statement. And so that kind of mirrors what this is saying, basically, that like, it's not coming from outside of you, it's coming from within you, to you, you know? And it's like that by opening up and we create everything. The chapter starts off talking about, like, if you ever created anything in your life or manifested anything in your life or achieved or, you know, received anything in your life, what did you go through? What were the steps you went through? You thought about that thing often, you know, and you had a sense of knowing that you would get it. And then you did the things and took the actions necessary to get it. And so that same process is the simple process with manifesting anything in your life, of thinking about it, knowing you're going to get it, and then taking the action. And so feelings, thoughts, and intentions, you know, a lot of people, they work within the level of thoughts of creating something, but it isn't until we really feel it, that like it's done, that we feel confident about, that we can really resonate energetically with it to bring it into our lives. And so by working with our feelings, thoughts, and intentions, you become the master at creating whatever you want. And that's a very powerful statement. And this is what this whole course is about. But this is just the beginning. By linking with the unlimited abundance of your soul or higher self, by opening up to the connection to the higher forces, or sometimes called God, the all that is, the universal mind, Christ, or Buddha, by expressing and radiating your higher qualities of inner peace, joy, love, well-being, and aliveness, you become the source of your abundance. And so this whole journey and everything that we talk about in this course is really, it's a spiritual process. You know, this is all about spirituality. It's all about connecting to your inner source, that the source is within you, you know. And so it uses different terms of the God self, the Christ self, the divine self, but it's all about God. It's all about God within, you know, and it's all about, like, you know, just by me coming back and being on this program and doing the meditation for the last 2 weeks, like I've gotten so much centered, more so centered, and so much closer to my, you know, my spirit, and really understanding that your spirit self, you have a human self, but you have a spirit self, and your spirit self is abundance, not someday, right now. Your spirit self, your inner self, is infinite abundance. It is prosperity. It is wholeness. It is all these things that we're looking to seek outside of ourselves. It's right there, right now. So even these qualities, these higher qualities of inner peace, love, well-being, aliveness, this is all, it's already inside of us. And so it's like about learning to turn within ourselves, to turn within, to connect, to tap that place within ourselves and allow it to shine through. But it's already there. We just got to open up to it. And so by opening our mind to it, we're opening ourselves, and we're connecting with the unlimited abundance of your soul or higher self, your divine self, whatever. Don't get caught up in the words, right? But understand that you're connecting to something beyond your human self. That this is not about your human self. This is about you connecting to your spirit self, because that spirit self is already unlimited abundance. It's everything you already really want. Having money and things is not as important as mastering the process of creating them. Once you master the process, your ability to be prosperous will not be determined by the economy, outside conditions, for you'll be able to create whatever you want, when you want it. Learning to create abundance is a process of growth, and it may require changing your thinking, expanding your beliefs about what you deserve to have. In the Bible, there's a line in the scripture. Thank you. In the Bible, there's a line in the scripture that says, "It's done unto you as you believe." that basically, and then it says, there's another line in the New Testament that says, pray believing ye have that you may receive, right? Pray believing that you have it already, that you may receive it. And it is done unto you as you believe. And then this whole book talks about our beliefs. So if you look at that, like expanding and changing your beliefs create your reality. Your beliefs have a tendency to what you focus upon, you create your perceptions, and whatever you perceive upon, that's the direction your life goes in. And so if you believe you're broke, just to give you an example, and you believe that you're just broke, like that's what are you going to get? Your brokenness, you know what I mean? Whether you're broken inside, broken as a human being, or just broke because you ain't got no money, you know, your belief about that. She gave me this food right now, but I can't eat. Your belief systems are what's creating most of what you experience in life. And understanding that a lot of the beliefs that we haven't consciously chosen our beliefs. They were given to us. We grew up, most of your beliefs are formed by the time you're 7 years old. A great percentage of your beliefs. So you got beliefs that have been given to you from your familial background, from society, from the media, from the TV shows you've watched, from the people that you listen to. You've developed beliefs. And most of it was just given to you. You have never actually probably thought what you really believe and what you don't believe. It was given to you and you just embraced it. You either accepted it or rejected it. But most of your beliefs are not something that you've consciously created yourself. And so a part of this process is really looking at your beliefs. And when you do the meditation, especially the 40-day abundance meditation, you have that, Maritza? Have you received the 10 affirmations? Okay, good. So when you do that, when you spend that time to repeat those affirmations, they start bringing up the beliefs that are based in lack and limitation. They bring that stuff up. So like, it's like pouring a bucket of water into a dirty bucket, pouring water into it, it's going to bring up all the dirt. And so when you're bringing this higher frequency of these affirmations and these prayers and these meditation energy, anything that's not of that is going to come to the surface and you get to experience it. And sometimes your meditation will feel blissful and you'll feel like on top of the world. And sometimes you'll feel like there's this fight going on. There's this inner battle going on between these beliefs. And it's okay. All of it's okay, you know? And so really learning to create abundance is the process of growth. This is not about what you get. It's about who you become. You know, we use the process of meditation to understand that there is this process that we can create anything we want in our lives, but it's not what we get. It's not about the car, the house, the home, the picket fence, the dog, or the whatever. It's about who we become in the process. You are the source. The process of getting each new thing, be it a car, a house, and kind of fed into that, right? A large salary will bring you growth and learning new skills. As you master the process, you'll be able to use the money and other things you create as tools for expanding your consciousness and helping you to express yourself more fully. Your thoughts have real substance. Although your scientific instruments can't measure them, everything around you measures them yet. Now understand that this was written back in the 80s. Now there's probably, scientific instruments that could, somewhat measure our thoughts or give some kind of inclination towards thoughts and processes. But everything around you was a thought in somebody's mind before it existed in reality. Right now, if you were to look at anything in your room right now, anything around you, know that it first started as an idea in somebody's mind before it became a physical reality. There's nothing that you can see in the world right now that didn't start as an idea in somebody's mind first before it became a physical reality. So everything starts in mind. And that was the key thing of Think and Grow Rich, is that everybody started with an idea, that all riches came from an idea. It started in mind before it became a physical thing. And that the real key basis of the whole Think and Grow Rich philosophy, which was nothing that Napoleon Hill created, he just did his research and he came up with the principles, right? Was the fact that if your mind can conceive it and you can believe it, surely you can achieve it. That was a statement from Think and Grow Rich. That and then these ideas became more and more mainstream into our culture, especially in America, as the years progressed. But since your thoughts create your reality, you can create an even better life by yourself by learning to think in bigger, unlimited ways. Unlimited thinking increases your creativity, expands your possibilities, draws opportunities to you, and allows you to have more. Unlimited thinking lets you experience in advance the feelings you will have when you receive the abundance you want. These feelings are the vehicles that bring abundance to you. Use these visions to open your mind to greater possibilities. Unlimited thinking helps you get in touch with the larger picture of your life and links you with the greater vision of your soul. I'm going to get into, okay, I'm just going to continue. To expand your thinking is to develop your imagination. Your imagination is greater in its scope than you might think. It is the closest link to your soul. It's not bound by your past programs, beliefs, and fears. Imagination was given to you so you could transcend your physical world. It gives you the ability to step outside of your personal limits and unleash your greatest potential. You understand, if the word imagination, look at the word imagination and look at the beginning of it, you get image, right? You're constantly imaging all the time. You're constantly imagining your reality all the time. You're always doing it, right? And so the thing is, by using our imagination as kids, right, we have this wild imagination. And then what happens? We go to school and we learn to like shut down our imagination because the school system does not support creativity and imagination, right? But you look at like little children, they're very imaginative. And, you know, we try to get them as parents sometimes to be realistic, but we're shutting down their imagination a lot of times, right? But imagination allows us, the great thing is it's a link to our soul, right? But also this, it helps us, it goes beyond our past programs, our belief systems, and our fears. That you can imagine, right? Whatever you're imagining right now, like if you're imagining yourself getting sick from this disease that's out, that people, you know, the virus or whatever, like it creates fear. Every time you see a mask, you're imagining fear. It's like, everything is connected to that. So if you're living in that fear, you're more susceptible to draw it to you as well. Because like it says in the book of Job in the Bible, that which I feared has come upon me. Because when you're afraid of something, what happens? You get a very clear picture in your mind what you're afraid of. Everything you fear is like there's a clear image there, you know, and so fear can be very strong, you know, and then the opposite end is faith, and developing faith and understanding that you're, you know, that the divine you, and that the, you know, God is really good, and that, you know, you're protected, you're safe, you're healthy, you're whole, all the good things that you want in life, it's given unto you, right? But we either are imagining the good or we're imagining the fear, you know, we're imagining the sickness, whatever it is, but we're imaging it up here all the time, you know. They say you have thousands of thoughts each day, and a lot of those thousands of thoughts each day are pretty much the same thoughts you had yesterday. Unless you start introducing new ideas, new thoughts, you're going to continue to think in the same patterns and be the same person you've always been. And so the whole cliche that's been around forever is change your thinking, change your life. Because when you change the way you think, you're going to change the way you live life. And all your thoughts, your life is predominantly predicated by the quality of your thoughts and what you think about. And I like to say, what you think about, you bring about, you know? So the more we, just like this chapter talks about in the beginning, when you was really clear about something you wanted to bring into your life, you thought about it often, you know, that's that constant thinking about it. And that's the first step, is the thought. But the thing is, you can think a certain way, but the feeling is what brings, like, it just speeds things up so much more. Some people can affirm they're rich and wealthy all day long, but still feel very poor. What do you think they're going to manifest in their life? They're going to manifest poverty. They're going to manifest poorness, because it's what you feel. And so the meditation really empowers you to get in touch with that part of you that's already abundance, that it's already joy, that it's already aliveness, that it's already all these things. It's already peace. And the more you tap into that, the more you feel it, the more you will express it. Right now, we're living at a real crucial juncture in the history of humanity, I believe, right? And right now, like, raising our vibration, raising our frequency, raising our consciousness, it's all the same thing. It's just different words, but it's the same thing. Rising up in frequency, right, is so important. And even if you look at diseases like viruses, they vibrate at a low frequency. And so the greatest protection you can have for yourself, if you don't want to get sick or something, or be susceptible to something, is to rise in frequency, you know? So, and everything is vibration, everything is energy. E equals MC squared. We live in a vibrational, energetic universe, and everything is energy. Even currency, money. What is currency? Current. It's energy. It's a frequency. And you're either aligned with it or you're not. And if you're aligned with currency, you're aligned with frequency, you're aligned with abundance, you know what? You're going to live an abundant life. If you're aligned with limited thoughts, fears, constriction, restriction, then you're going to live that way and you're going to create that way. And then what happens is, you know, if you get anything that's above, if you get a bunch of money, but you're still, your mindset hasn't changed, you'll lose that money. You're going to do something. You're going to blow up the car. You're going to, you know, just whatever. So I had the same thing. Like, I didn't feel like I was deserving to the money. And I realized over 20 years ago, I started doing some inner work. And I saw that every time I had some excess of money, I had this relationship with money because my father was a workaholic. So at a very young age, I had this hatred towards money, right? Because I felt like money took my father away from me. So whenever I would come into an abundance of money, something would happen. Like the tire would fall off the car, or something would be created so that I would never, like, I'd have to spend that extra money. So I never had extra money for a long time, because if I did, something would balance it out, because I had this unconscious relationship with money that I didn't even know about until I made the unconscious conscious through my own inner work, right? And Carl Jung talks about that of making the unconscious conscious. So that's what this work is about. You know, the earth is a special place. And I like to say, this is my own thing. Clarity is creation. When you're very clear about what you want to create in your life, like, it comes about so much faster. If you have ever had, like, if somebody's a contractor, nobody here is probably a contractor, but like, well, maybe you are, right, Marissa? Maybe you contract, but like, if you're like I work with contractors all the time, and one of the reasons why I get the results I get very good results with the contractors I work, especially around my house and things. So I'm very clear, and I give them a very clear picture of what I want. Now, I have another relative, he's always confused about what he wants done. And so he changes his mind often. And as a result of that, he has a hard time dealing with contractors and getting the work done right the first time. He's always got to change it, mix it up. And then the contractor gets confused about what needs to be done. So because I'm clear about what I want, my wife is clear about what she wants, and we're clear together, we're able to create that in record time a lot of times. And we're working with other people, you know? And so clarity is creation. The earth is a special place. It enables you to practice becoming clear on your thoughts before they're manifested all about you. Although you might not complain that it takes longer to appear than you want, most of you would be unhappy if you manifested all the things you thought about instantaneously. By the time you get something, you've usually gone through a process of growth and gaining clarity about what you really want. And we're going to get more into that whole thing of getting clear about what we really want in this second chapter, I believe. Allow yourself to expand your ideas about what is possible. Do not fear if you do not yet have the skills to create it. As you expand your thinking, your ability to manifest what you're dreaming about will develop as well. The more you expand the horizons of your imagination, opening new territories, going beyond what you think is possible, the more you open up the doorway to unlimited abundance. If you can't believe that something is possible, then you aren't going to have it. But if you can have the smallest thought, the mustard seed of faith, right, that it might be possible, you're already on the way to creating it. And the best thing with starting with manifestation is starting with small things and building up that energy. A lot of times I see a lot of people that get into these type of teachings and they want to be an instant millionaire or instant whatever, right? And they set the standard, they set the pole so high, and they themselves don't even believe it. They kind of like, okay, I want to make $50,000 a month or whatever it is, you know? And there's such a gap between where they are and where they want to be that they self-sabotage. You know what I mean? Like, the faith is just not strong enough to lift that, to build that bridge across from where they are to where they want to be. So like it says in the first chapter, start small with little things, you know. Could be like I want I don't know, like, think about the things that you manifest very easily. You have no problem manifesting your energy drinks, right, Joe? You know what I mean? You have no problem manifesting your Bang drinks, right? So, you know, you think about something like, you know, anything, something small. I don't know. You guys probably got ideas. Go ahead.
Example in the book was instead of manifesting $1 million, manifest that you got a 10% pay raise. You know, that
right.
that was an example in the book. So
Yeah. So start, like I said, it's gradual increments. But what happens is energy is like, it's momentum and it's energy. It's like we're wearing energy, and you just kind of like build gradually, and it works, man. You know, it's like people want to start a fire. You don't start with heavy, wet logs. You start with the little light stuff that's easy to burn, and you constantly feed that fire. Right? It doesn't matter. Like that fire will grow so big and so vast if you continue. If you're continuous and consistent with it, it'll burn down the whole damn house. It'll burn down the freaking neighborhood. You know what I mean? But just starting small, starting light, and but being consistent is the key. Feeding it. You stop feeding the fire goes out. So that's kind of like my notes for the first chapter. And I just wanted to kind of get that overview with you guys so you guys don't, you know, miss out on that. Any questions or anything?
Um,
That was a good overview.
yeah, it was a great overview.